So I was at class today, and I was with a buddy of mine. He said, "Hey man, what series you reading? Like, what series are you keeping up with week to week?" And I was like, "Yo, there's this series called Black Clover, and you gotta get on it now before it's too late." And I was right. Black Clover, chapter 47, reveal. What's up, everybody? It's the unpopular opinion. Um, in this chapter was basically Captain Yami, the man, the truth, the legend. I'll get into him later. Versus Lit or Light. I looked it up, and it's a Swedish, I believe, um, like a Swedish uh, pronunciation of light. So his the L I it's spelled Licht, and it's pronounced light. So now that we have that figured out, Yami, jumps in, saves Asta, and he hops in, and then Valtos lights henchman behind him. He goes, "Man, that's Captain Yami." Should we call them? And now, and they even point if you read it on Weekly Shonen Jump, they even bolded the word "them." And who is them? Should we call them? Now, I'm thinking it's the others that Light points out to in his backstory. The other mages that had really high mana, they are active, they are alive, and they are coming. Now, the hype when those people show up. Listen, people, all week, that's all we're talking about in Black Clover. Who are them? Who is it? How strong are they? Is this dude like one of the weakest? He has. I'm telling you, there's a stronger person, and he's about to be for real. Now we learn from Light a little bit about his backstory, a little bit about the people that the basically they were not gods. I wouldn't call them gods, but just higher beings that were really good with mana, and the humans looked up to them until eventually the humans started to envy them and envy their power, and killed them to get their power. Now, obviously, some of those people were left over. Obviously, it alludes to the fact that maybe all of them were not killed. So there might be a lot, well, not a lot, but some left, and they're roaming around exacting revenge on the human race. And so we learned that from Light during his backstory before he fights Yami. And, Yami goes in. First of all, Yami's sword. And because Asa asks, "Where'd you get that sword?" And it's where Yami came from, the land of the rising sun. Now, obviously, we all know what that's, you know, where that's coming from, what that's referenced for. But there might be a special twist. He says, "I don't have to tell you right now." So obviously, there's a story with Yami and in the land of the rising sun that we can look forward to in the future. Now, Yami's sword, the black magic, the darkness, that is just, oh man. And that final cut where he finally cuts Light, and it just slices his side. Actually, it cuts the side of his face. So that was awesome. So Light, when they're fighting, calls Yami heretic. I believe how it made it seem in the chapter is that nobody has called Yami heretic in a while, or only a few people know that name, heretic. I don't know what that is. None of us know what that is. But obviously, it's something serious. It's integral to the story, and we're gonna find out about that later. So we'll watch out for Yami and the name heretic, because I'm telling you guys, the Yami hype is real. Yami is the real deal, and his backstory is so funny because it's like he doesn't even care. He just beat everybody up and took over. So that was just insane. So Yami's one of my favorite characters. He's hilarious. He's nonchalant. He's stoic, and I love those type of characters. So we get a little cut of Gosh, which is Gosh has grown into be one of my favorite characters as well. And Gosh, is with Granny. What's her name? Teresia. Yeah, and Teresia is dying, and Gosh is feeling bad. Even though he alludes to his sister would be upset if you die. I kind of will too. And so it's nice to see Gosh have feelings for somebody else other than his sister, even though Gosh is an awesome character. And I like that Gosh does everything for the sake of his sister, and it works. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not like he doesn't have any control over his life. He just wants to protect his sister, and he'll do anything um, at the cost of anybody else's life, and that's awesome. And that dynamic is really good. Now, when Granny dies, we'll see how that plays forward. But I like Gosh as he is now, and he's doing really good. So and we also find out that Light tricked for I can never pronounce this guy's name right. Fugorian. He's the captain of the Crimson Lions. The guy who lost in the previous arc. So so Yami is upset because he's saying that there's no way Fugorian could have lost to you, and I was surprised too that Fugorian got bodied, but we now know that he was tricked. And so, and the fact that he was tricked is the reason why I think that this guy is one of the weaker of his group that he's with, and the others are stronger. He's probably one of the weakest ones, either him or Valtos, who is the guy behind him. We don't know if it's his henchman or he's part of the group. He's just weaker, but he does call him Master. So I don't know how that dynamic plays out, but I'm betting. I'm willing to put money that Light is one of the weaker people in this group that's extracting revenge on the human race. But other than that, you guys, awesome chapter, funny chapter, very funny moments, especially with who's the guy that's part of Black Bulls as well, who just he knows he's no match for Light, and he just wants to get out of there as fast as he can. In the beginning of the chapter, him and Yami had a really good comedic back and forth. He's just trying to find any way to get out of there. So he offers to take Granny back and take her to safety, of course, because he's a coward. The Black Bulls is just the most interesting group because we have Yami, who is an interesting leader by force. We have Asta, who has no magic abilities. We have Gosh, who's obsessed with his sister. And then we have I gotta find out this guy's name, who's a coward. And it's just hilarious. And the dynamic is I love the banter between the Black Bulls. I would love to see more of the Black Bulls in their mage. Just them sitting around, talking to each other at their own base. You know what I mean? That kind of lighthearted comedy would be hilarious and it would be great for the team dynamic and team chemistry. And so we actually start to care even more about these characters. But other than that, guys, awesome chapter, Black Clover. Once again, expect more Black Clover related videos to come. Expect some other discussion videos that I'm thinking about bringing up because I have a lot on my mind and I need to get it off my chest. So other than that, guys, please comment what you thought about the chapter. Rate the video, subscribe. As always, follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. All that, guys, is in the description. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.